They'll spend the night in the valley of Muzdalifa before reenacting Abraham's dramatic showdown with Satan. In a barren strip of desert like this, Abraham faces his greatest test. In a dream, the Quran says, Abraham sees himself sacrificing
Watch out.
his son, believing it's a message from God. The devil intends to disobey
Yeah,
the
incoming.
command of
Because this group
But
of people, I
Abraham
did not give them in.
defies
Please.
God.
No, it's this one. Yeah.
His loyalty to God.
Go. I'll do it.
Sacrifice a son. Islam teaches that Abraham gathers stones and throws them at the devil in defiance. Pilgrims do the same.
I am now arming myself for the challenge that is coming, that I will meet Satan, and he will tempt me as he tempted our father, Abraham.
Here is the immediacy of being on the road. You don't just read the story, or tell it, or sing it. You act it, you become it. You enter the story, gathering ammunition to throw at whatever it is that's tempting you.
It is a physical embodiment of something that you're constantly struggling with yourself. When we go back to our homes, leaving this holy place, how do we now go and stone, if you will, these urges that really are not, abiding by the way of Allah? And that's really what the significance is.
At a time when Hajj authorities are believed to bring in tons of stones each year to restock the supply, not everyone disappears into the story. Fatigue itself is
Okay. There is so much similarity in here. I mean, let me give you some simile. When we are doing Hajj, right? And we have this izar and rida, right? So I am preparing you psychologically to go through Hajj. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is preparing you for something even bigger. What am I wearing here? What am I wearing here? 2 pieces is what? Kafan. I'm wearing what? I'm wearing 2 pieces like kafan, right? And if you see people waking up from Muzdalifa for Fajr prayer, see all of these people raising from sleep and go, millions of people. Just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala resurrecting people from where? From their graves. And all what they have is what? 2 pieces of cloth. Allah is preparing us for a bigger day. Right? And when you go to Mina, right? You stay in your tent. You have a space maybe about 6 feet long, maybe about 2 feet wide. What is that like? A grave. And you are what? Already what? And you are kafan. And more than likely, you would not have chosen the person to the right of you, and you would not have chosen the person to the left of you. Maybe you come with your group of people, but he sits over there and that sits over there. You have no choice of the person what? To the right of you or to the left of you. All of it is what? Preparing you. And if you are prepared, you will what? You will handle it better. So there is so much simile into these things. When you do tawaf, I need a volunteer that I'm going to abuse. Let me abuse you here, if you would. You. Well, I'm not going to go to a woman here and abuse.
No, I thought
When you go in during tawaf, you will have really groups of people and going into tawaf. You're talking about personal space. You have no personal space. And you are probably going like this. Literally like this. I mean, it is very difficult. Am I going to push back? Someone in the back is going to do like this to you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
What's the problem?
What do? If you do rafath, if you do fusuq, if you insult him or her, what happened? You need to fadi. You have to slaughter. So if you keep on rebouncing like the American way, if you would, you need a herd of sheep, by the way. Every person you insult, okay, here it goes, another $400. Here it goes. and you're going to give it away. What is the solution? The solution Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you in the Quran. وَاتْبِعِ السَّيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ. وَاتْبِعِ السَّيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ. Someone does something bad to you, let me teach you. He bounces to you, and you do what? You turn to him and you smile and you say, may Allah accept your Hajj. Ya Allah. This is not what he's expecting. He's expecting you to be what? To go, why are you pushing like this? But the person behind you, he may push you because he's been pushed by maybe 100 people behind him. He has no intention of harming you. So you're turning around and you're giving, may Allah accept your Hajj. Allah will reward you and reward him, and you will see his face turn into this oblivious, Ya Allah, this guy is better than me. So learn to do that. As you walk around, people will push you. People will test you. You will have all kind of difficulties. I remember one time, me and my spouse doing tawaf around the Kaaba during the 10th of the Hajj, and we came about because we left early with the women, and the Kaaba was on the left of us, and we got squished. My chest is almost gonna go away. The Kaaba was right there. People were praying Eid prayer. I cannot pray Eid prayer because my obligation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to finish what? My tawaf al-ifada. I could not turn 90 degrees. I was standing like this with people on my chest. I could not do this, and the Kaaba was right there. So yes, there is no personal space. You'll have people what? Coming about you and depending into what situation you are. So have that endurance. Turn around and say, may Allah accept your Hajj. And say it sincerely from your heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you greatly, and that person, you will see him change in front of you within fractions of seconds. And just continue.
Give him some Kit Kat.
May Allah accept from you. Jazakallahu khair. So we are now in the plateau of Muzdalifa. And Muzdalifa really has nothing. It's nothing but the ground. And you what? And you may have your ihram and your extra ihram. One of them you are what? Got dirty, so you're using it for what? For a bed. And the other one you're wearing. So the bottom part that is dirty is your bed, and the other one is basically your pillow. I've used my sandals as my pillow. My dirty ihram as my pillow. My dirty ihram as a cover. So be versatile. Be adaptive, if you would. So we are in the plateau of Muzdalifa. You're praying Maghrib and Isha, and with one adhan and what? And we are combining Maghrib and Isha at the same time. At this stage, you may have lost your group. You may be alone, maybe 5, maybe 10 people, maybe 50 people, Allah knows. The people that you started with may not be there with you. Okay, Allah knows. So why am I stuck with him? Only Allah knows. Allah wants me to spend some time with him, right? I'm stuck with him. There is an objective, there is a purpose that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has. Me and him will remind each other of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about forgiveness. Me and him, I'm teaching him some hadith and he's teaching me some ayahs, and we are exchanging thoughts and ideas about each other. Only Allah knows why am I stuck here. It is definitely a test. All of our life is a test. So we are doing only stay the night. You need to stay the night, except for the women, the sick, the weak, and their maharim. So if your spouse is there with you, you are allowed to move about and move after midnight. After midnight. Midnight, and I'll talk about it. It's not exactly 12 midnight. It's about 11:46, and I'll show you some calculations. So after maybe 11:30, there are some buses maybe coming. Maybe it's your own bus. They may load people and move about. These are the sick, the women, the weak, and their helpers or their maharims. Those who are good and strong, does not have a spouse, they need to stay. Because if you don't stay, you are what? You are required to do what? This is an obligation. You need to do a slaughter. And again, if you are scared, you need to move about and do a slaughter. Okay? That's called fidya. It's not called udhiyah. It's not called hadi. It's called fidya. And there are offices all over Mecca and Medina, as a matter of fact, that you could prepay these things. including the hadi for Hajj, including the fidya or the udhiyah if you want to do it on behalf of your family who is in the United States. Praying the Fajr is also an obligation. So you need to stay the night and pray the Fajr there. Wait until Fajr prayer. Then after Fajr prayer, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam made a lot of dua until the redness of the sun. And of course, he stopped by Al-Mash'ar al-Haram and made much dua. So you are staying in Muzdalifa. Muzdalifa, there is nothing into it. It's just rocks. And pray Maghrib and Isha. There is no need to pray anything else. Go to sleep. There is no witr. There is no qiyam al-layl. There is no dua. You need to sleep. Why? Because you are preparing for what? For the 10th of Dhul Hijjah. And the 10th of Dhul Hijjah is going to be? Is going to be what? Toughest day of your life. It's going to be very tough. There's a lot of obligations that you have to do. There's a lot of things that needs to be done. Okay? So, morning of the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, there are many duties. One of them is going to do the Jamarat in Mina. Most of the buses will lead you into Mina to do the stoning first. But you always have options to do other things, inshallah ta'ala. And there is no specific place in Muzdalifa that is more rewarding to stay at than others. As the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Khudu anni manasikakum." And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, learn from me what I have practiced during Hajj. So all of the things that we're doing is following the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anywhere in Muzdalifa is fine, and it's a big area. So anywhere